I don't even really know your name. Feel alright. I don't even really know your name, but I'm still high on our love and making me feel alright. Yeah, I'm still high on our love and making me feel alright. I don't even really know your name, but I'm still high on our love and making me feel alright. Be alright, yeah, I know we'll be alright. We are closing in on heaven, and I know we'll be alright. Be alright, yeah, I know we'll be alright. We are closer now than ever, and I know we'll be alright. Be alright, yeah, I know we'll be alright. We are closer now than ever, and I know we'll be alright.
We are back for another HNL Tonight Show with the hockey coach, Euro coach Francis, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the Friday night, February 10, 2023. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully an amazing, great week. Yes, the week is over. It's time to prepare for the weekend, and the NHL is back with many games during the Super Bowl weekend. Are you a Eagles? Are you a Chiefs? Which team are you looking for the Super Bowl during the weekend? Of course, Toronto are play right now. We have 4 games and tonight in action. We're going to follow. I put the score on this corner, on the top corner, so you can a little bit more follow what's going on. The Rangers lead 4-1. Tarasenko score at the first 4 minutes of his play with the Rangers. The Toronto still winning 1-0 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Very tight game over there with 15 minutes to go remaining on the third period. And then the Coyotes take the lead 2-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks. I told you to in our tap to take Arizona. He said, no, we have to take Chicago. I said, okay, I listen. You're the expert and prediction, but right now we are behind. But it's okay. I'm not going to complaining about that. You know what I mean? It's part of what it is at the end of the day. And then at 10 o'clock tonight, the Ducks, the quack Ducks hold the Pens, the Penguins. So it's a really interesting animals play each other tonight. The Pittsburgh, again, the Penguins versus the Anaheim Ducks. This game going to start at 10 o'clock on PM Eastern Time. Going to follow the rest of this game at the beginning of this game for sure. We are live tonight for another ad show tonight. Of course, we're going to produce a show when the Montreal does not play. Next week, we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week, we're going to produce the HNL Tonight Show. Don't forget this Sunday, we are back with Marco Larabi for the Ab Branch Your Sunday Rendezvous. We'll talk about Montreal Canadiens. We know this weekend they play a double game at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coach, are you going to do it? I think so. I'm going to do it. It would be 12:30 midnight here in Thailand. And yeah, we try to get accomplished just one. Game number 52, 53 for the Montreal Canadiens. They also tomorrow the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid Sunday afternoon. The Rangers just take another goal. Take the lead now by 4 by the score 5-1. That's happening about this. Well, today, what are you going to talk tonight, Coach? First of all, guys, we're going to talk about Montreal want a goalie. So all the guns are up and they're looking for the goalie. And I'm going to have a very interesting subject because how we're going to make a trade. How we're going to make this happening for the Montreal Canadiens. Is it this trade deadline? Is it next year? When do you expect Montreal Canadiens? We have a pool right now in the YouTube channel. You can click on it. Is it by trade? Is it by UFA? Is it by draft? And that's all the other option is claiming players by goalie, but like Montembeault. but I don't think so. Is the best way to get a prospect or a goalie number one for the Montreal Canadiens in the future. But first of all, before we start, we would like to thank everybody to be with us. First, all the moderators, the Hockey Nation show. Without them, this is impossible. And we want to thank, of course, Danny and the rest of his team. At the beginning, we want to welcome the Real Deal is in the house. So welcome back, Mr. Real Deal. Thanks with us. We're going to drop this gift right here, guys, so you can follow up. Montreal to Buffalo. Hello, we want one of your goalies. Yes, Buffalo have a very interesting goaltending situation with them. Talk about Leukkonen. I don't think so. They will trade Leukkonen. Have an amazing, great season so far with them. But we talk about, Levy or Levi, whatever you want to pronounce his last name, from Montreal, play on the Northeastern and NCAA. They have Eric Portello. Eric Portello is really interesting goaltender, played the NCAA for the Michigan Wolverines, where they have a really good year last season. The team not looking great this year, so they dropped a little bit his performance between the pipe for them whatsoever. The Michigan have a powerhouse over there with Adam Fantilli and everybody else. And I don't know. Portello look like he's not going to resign a ELC with the Buffalo Sabres. So possible the Sabres is going to give his right example, like McBean did with the Minnesota did for the Arizona Coyotes. Possible they could Montreal can get via trade. And then he could sign him if the Montreal have honestly a good goaltender. It's called Jacob Tobez, play in the NCAA for Ohio State, been there for 2 years. I think he's going to maybe returning. He still have another 1 or 2 years eligible to get there. He's 22 years old, big 6'4", 6'5" goaltender. Good stat number, better at Bartolo right now. And compared to Dan from Levi for the Northeastern. So really interesting. We have other goaltender at that level around the other team. We talk about Dawson Wolf in the American Hockey League. Really a great goaltender. The problem is he's only 6 foot. Are you confident to have a goaltender 6 foot? You can have the goaltender from Nashville Predator. That's another big goalie over there you can get about this. So we'll be interesting with Montreal. So we'll talk about this tonight. We're going to get update and then give you a little bit what's going on for Montreal for the weekend, injuries, Drouin situation. And then after that, we're going to move up on the NHL trade deadline for specific team. And then I'm going to give you a couple of news around the Los Angeles. Just I know something the last couple of minutes. I'm going to talk about them. So I'm going to go through this, flying this for about 60 to 75 minutes. And then after that, we're going to do a friendship quiz. Next week, we have a new format. Come on, coach. Yeah. But it's not big deal. Like, it's not changing a lot. But we want to be sure we shut down here at 10:30 every night. So we're not going to consist at 11 o'clock, 11:30. So I just want to mention to you. So next week, starting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are back to return. The Tuesday, Thursday, we have the Montreal Canadiens play. So it's going to be 9 o'clock to 10:30. We're not going to do every time the friendship quiz anymore. Nothing wrong. It's just like it's too much preparation. I prefer to make other project about that. So tonight we do a friendship quiz. But next week, don't expect this every night. We like to be on the time. So you know already, so okay, I can watch Cold Frenchie between 9 to 10:30. We can see the recording if you want to. But we talk most of the time about the Montreal Canadiens HABS at the first hour. And we're going to get about 30 minutes about the other subject around the league and follow what's going on around the league. Of course, then you can give me any question. The only thing we ask is to put the letter Q about this. Toronto Maple Leafs just score. Pierre Ekval live right now scored the second goal for the Leafs, take the lead 2-0. We know it's a back-to-back game between the Columbus and Toronto Maple Leafs. They're going to play there tomorrow again at Toronto again at the Scotia Bank. Pierre Ekval score is 11 of the season at 7:49 of the third period. That's now going to take the lead 2-0. Samsonov looking good between the pipe. Stop the 25 shot he faced tonight. So 5-3 guys are now the Rangers. 5-3. The Kraken scored 2 goals back-to-back right now. Very interesting what's going on with the Kraken and New York Rangers. After the lead by 4, now the lead is only by 2. Can the Kraken trash or crash the party at the Madison Square Garden tonight at Terrace and go back? And the Coyotes, now the lead is only by 1. The Chicago Blackhawks cut the lead 2-1. Zeb Jones score is 6th of the season on power play goal with a bit 3 minutes to go remaining on the first period. Still a lot of minutes to play over there. 13 minutes to go at the Madison Square Garden. So we get all the update there. We love to do the overtime information about the game, everything. But RG Calabo is going to give us all those information in the chat. And first of all, we want to welcome Larry Lavallee. That's what I was supposed to talk about. Larry Lavallee from Arizona is in the house. In our top, knock the door. In our top, knock the door. Welcome aboard, Mr. Nartap. Pierre Bertrand is in the house. Pierre Hoffman for the 1006. Mike Hoffman. Nicolas de Bourbie-Bonneau. Welcome back, Nicolas, dans la belle région de Sherbrooke, dans la belle province de Québec. At the same time, the Toronto Maple Leafs score under the goal. The captain, John Tavares, scored second goal of the night, 23rd of the year, to take the lead 3-0 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Talking about Nicolas with Sherbrooke, the last time I watched the game is the Sherbrooke Phoenix winning 3-1 against the Blainville. It was tied 1-1 Laval Rocket against Syracuse after 40 minutes. Caden Primo, excellent game tonight between the pipes. I give you guys most information I can get, what I see with many TV right now moving left and right. But he said to give us some information about this one over there. And also give us some right there. Mr. André Robert Drouin, he's in the house. When I talk with André Robert Drouin, André has always been great to give us some comments about the video we do every single day. Guys, I invite you Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. We make a video called the HABS Daily News, and you can watching this. This way was about the trade bait for the Montreal Canadiens. Today, I talk about the fact that Cole Caulfield, it should be signing a contract at $8.25 million per year, a 7 or 8 year contract. You can watch this video, and I give you the example how I make that number. So it's just like I just don't put like $8 million. I consider a couple other direction. You can compare the expected goal versus Dylan Carson, Matt Boldy, and Dave Thompson. You can see the reason why Cole Caulfield should be about $8 million for his next contract. Something could happen the next couple of weeks, a couple of months. We know when Montreal get an extension for the Jordan Harris 2 years. We'll talk about this a bit later, so don't go nowhere. Stay with me about that one there. We're done. Hasham directly from Winnipeg with Colette Hasham. Both of you, welcome back in the house. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Live Show. Always a pleasure having our friend Dan and Colette with us. We miss you, buddy. And thanks to be with us, sir. Sound like a complaint about this and that. Come on, people, hit the likes. There we go. Jean-Maurice Ricard, de retour avec nous. Bicard. Oh, it's funny to see that. Jean-Maurice Bicard. Salut, mon GM. J'espère que tout va bien avec toi. Toujours un plaisir d'avoir des nouvelles personnes dans la chambre du Hockey Nation Live Show. Si c'est la première fois, bien, bienvenue. Et si ce n'est pas la première fois, bien de retour. Bienvenue d'être de retour avec nous ce soir. Toujours un plaisir. Jean-Maurice said, draft, repêchage, Arbol, or Batnetson this season. But for the people maybe not follow the NHL prospect 2023, he talked about two excellent goaltenders. Rabal, a difficult time to pronounce a lot of name, but Rabal for the Czechia, play right now with the team Omara in the USHL. Big goaltender, 6'6", flexible, athletic, great talent, great glove, and he really started the season great. He struggled a bit for the last couple of weeks, but he has right now, honestly, a good way maybe to be the first round pick at the end or maybe the top 45. On the flip side, when you talk about John Nason for Brendan White, is it the Whitecaps? Brendan, I can't remember the Brendan on the WHL, the nickname. Anyhow, the Whitecaps, no? The White, what is it? The Heat? I don't know. Anyhow, good goaltender, not too bad. He struggled a little bit more this season compared to what we expect. I think he have, or maybe other goaltender like Gajan is under the one from Slovakia could be another good goaltender too. And then that would be so they have 5 good tender. Augustine for the USA, I think it would be more about 70 to 75 picks overall. They have a lot of good tender, but it's great point, GM. You mentioned this tonight about that. About this. Thanks so much, GM. Appreciate a lot. The Runway Kings, exactly for Utah, is in the house. Larry Lavalley said, rebuilding, so go with a draft choice. There's a great point over there. Eric Portillo, 6'6", 225. Yes, he's a big gen goaltender. Again, he played for the last 2 years with the team Michigan and NCAA. Good goaltender. It does not perform like like this year compared last season. But again, we cannot complain about him. Can the Montreal pick him would be something we have to Portillo eventually sound like a spaghetti sauce team. Yeah, that'd be something you can open a restaurant called Portillo Raffentelli downtown in Montreal. I think it'd be great to see that. Fenty have an amazing, great season with the Michigan. We know he's going to be drafted top 4 in the NHL draft 2023. Adam Fenty have an average of goal per point about 177 when I did this last Sunday. And he was a number 1 NCAA with an average per number of point per game like Fenty. Only 17, 18 years old now. Again, Bedard, Fenty, Carlson, Michkov. Honestly, who's going to follow Bedard, I'm not sure. But Fenty is going to be an interesting hockey player in NHL. Let him know. Team for the next 2 years. Add Nate Mock, 1 goalie prospect. Real deal. Yeah. Like anything, you need more goalies. They have already 1. They have possibly 2. You can call him like a Disho is another one for London. But, hello, Hockey Nation. L. Ensign in the house. So Jean-Marie said, don't trade for the goalie at least you gave a second round and not more. This was a subject, we talked about this a little bit earlier, and I'm sharing this with you guys. Are you willing to trade Lane Hudson, Owen Beck, Caden Coley, Jekai? I put 4 down. Logan Mayu, number 5. As a top best prospect, I can consider them right now for the Montreal Canadiens. Are you willing to give them, again, Sebastian Cossa for the Detroit Red Wings? Are you willing to get Wallstead for the Minnesota Wild? Are you willing to pay one of those 5 players to get Dustin Wolf for the Calgary Flame? Are you willing to pay the goaltender Yarazov, I think it is. Actually, I need to learn this name about this one for the Nashville Predator. Are you willing to do that? To get a goaltender and gave one of your best assets like they did with Romanov. Montreal Canadiens trade for Romanov for Kirby Duck, and they gave Romanov. So are you thinking Montreal have a lot of left defensemen? Are you willing to give Lane Hudson to get one of the best prospect goaltender in the future in NHL? Is it something you would like to do that? If you want to get something big in NHL or you want to get something great in NHL, you have to give something back, right? Askarov, I apologize. Askarov, and that's the name of the Yaroslav Askarov. Here we go. 20 years old. So that's the cost. That's the big question we have to ask her tonight. I think draft choice is the way to go for the goalie. For Dan Asham mentioned that over there. That's a great point, and I agree with you. Here we go. Mr. William McClary is in the house. 2-0 Toronto about this. I would trade Suzuki for PL Dubois. Pierre Martin, he said that. I would trade Nick Suzuki for PL Martin, PL Dubois. And the reason I hold this right there, this is another great question. We can discuss about this. Do you trade Suzuki next season for PL Dubois, or you wait one more year with Nick Suzuki and to get Pierre-Luc Dubois after that, if you want to have Pierre-Luc Dubois. Do you think Pierre-Luc Dubois at $9 million is better value at Nick Suzuki at 7.8? Do you think Dubois can repeat the same season he did this year? Those questions have to resolve. A lot of people does not like Pierre-Luc Dubois because the way he did in Columbus, the way he react in Winnipeg. But we have to give them one thing about Winnipeg for what he does in Winnipeg this year. He played with intensity. He played with passion. He played with as a professional hockey player. He show up every game, and you cannot complain about his work ethic. And he really show what is value of Pierre-Luc Dubois in NHL. The second day I will say this about Pierre-Luc Dubois. Not many people said loud they want to play for the Montreal Canadiens. I believe for the last 5 years is only the second one. After David Savard, Dubois is the second one who want to do that. Now, is it take the risk? Some people consider him a little bit like Jonathan Drouin when they trade for him, for Sergachev, to do that. So those questions, I just ask and discuss with you. Please sharing this in the chat. That'd be great if I can have some of you comment there. It depends on how long your rebuild is. Like baseball, everything has to come together. Yeah, it's like anything else, right? A real deal. Like if you look about the team, how you build the team in NHL, it's not only by draft, right? 8:30 to go remaining, guys, on the third period. The Rangers 5-3. Toronto still winning 3-0 with 5:22. After 20 minutes in Chicago, it's 2-1 Coyotes, by the way. I think it's a mix of draft, it's a mix of trade, and it's a mix of signature UFA. If you look about each players, each team, Colorado did that. Tampa Bay did it. Pittsburgh did it. And that's what you make a good team with that one. Again, remember, guys, it's only one team win the Stanley Cup, by the way, every single year. It's not easy about that. How tall was Patrick Roy? I would say Roy 6'2", 6'1". That's a great question about this. It's funny, I don't remember Patrick Roy. 6'2". 6'2" for Patrick Roy. About this, I can do that. Right? There you go. How I can do that. Here we go. I did it there. Oh, he has said this lower. 6'2". I think Monte is Montreal number 2. Dixon Automobile Group back from home with Jennifer and the rest of his family. Montembeault looked like it could become a number 2 in NHL. He looked great this season. We have to give credit for what he did. And look, it was a third overall pick, round pick by the Panthers. And I agree with you. It can become that kind of goaltender. Bill Goalie from the draft, for Dan said. Pat 62. Peter August. Peter A is in the house. You and the boss, Mr. Peter, with me. Welcome back, Peter. Thanks for being with us. Don't forget, guys, click on like. Enjoy Toronto. First round come soon. Dixon said about Automobile. Have that kind of confidence that Toronto Maple Leafs guys this year could win the first round if they can add one more player, so 2 more players. Good not to have Frenchiquois too often. Good not to have an attack winning too much. Here we go about this one over there. That's the size we need. 6'2" or better. Yet get another Pat Roy. About this, yeah, we can go that direction for sure. Toronto said 3-0 for William. Well, a lot of people in the comments, guys, keep pushing the bet. I will go right away. By draft, a goalie we saw at the tournament play for the Norway was it the Czechoslovakia team. About this, absolutely about this one there. 5-3 RG said for the Rangers. Thanks so much, RG. Collaborate with that. Luciano Graziano is in the house. Did I see an absurd trade in the chat Hoffman for Manor? Someone said that, Luciano. I cannot remember who he was, but someone did say that. Ellen Keeve is in the house. Welcome back, Ellen. Thanks to be with us. She's going to give us Ellen said earlier, and I did not follow what happened Bazu. I didn't have no time. I make a lot of graphic. Said possible that Ken Hughes met Josh Anderson. Is it for the trade? Is it to guarantee him he stay or not? That's something we have to follow up. I did not have no other comments or anything update. If anybody in the chat would like to see that, and I'm going to make another poll in the next few seconds, guys. But I would definitely to go there. Andre is now the Czechia and French. Czechia, Jean-Maurice. Look, you're sorry about this. Not much Suzuki. Toronto 3-0. Yeah, French name. Tampa GM and his cronies are watching Laval game tonight. Logan Mailloux, another goal tonight. Looking good for Mailloux. Mailloux continues to have an amazing, great month of February with the London Knight. London Knight are an amazing, great team in OHL. I'm glad you're having this about this for sure. Tampa Bay, but first of all, the Syracuse Crunch and his affiliation with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So that's one reason they are there, pretty sure. And then they maybe reevaluate the Rocket. Take the lead right now, 2-1 with 12:45 to go remaining. Thanks so much, RJ. RJ is on the game right now, watching what's going on over there. Augustin may be too short. Yeah, it's possible there. It's only, 6 foot, 6'1" for Augustine. Did not do well. He did well, but not great at the World Junior Championship. He also said, as a fans, how long until your team is convinced again? It's a few years. Get a young prospect, a right middle, they're called it along the way. About this, great point about this. Kraken back in the game, power play down 5-3. Thanks so much. William said that to us. And you can see where I am right now in the chat. Trade deadline Friday, March 3 p.m. Said no way is GM about this goalie or the toughness we want to draft for William McClary. It's not easy. You don't see a lot of draft first round pick in the NHL for the goaltender. And TG is in the house. Should have draft Wallstead. That year, Wallstead was drafted by the 19th by the Minnesota Wild. And what happening on that one over there? Sebastian Cossa, it was draft 15 by the Detroit Red Wings. So remember, that pick 19 was from the Edmonton Oilers, and Ken Holland traded that pick to Minnesota to get backwards and to get another pick, a second round pick for the Minnesota, and Minnesota jumping from 21st to the 19 and to get Wallstead. So that's happening. I think that year, Wallstead Cossa Montreal select after 25th. Oh, now I'm getting a little bit lost about this one there. Let's see here, guys. I think it was said. Let's see in 2019 possible. No. 2018. Is it 20? Can I remember? Anyhow, so that's happening about this. I apologize for that. But I tried to figure out who was forward. Said, okay, I will give a Goalie or Jacky GM. I will not give, there you go. Great. Hey, coach, comment ça va? Ça va très bien, mon Luc Lafortune. Thank you to be with us tonight, Lucky. Here we go. Jean-Maurice is willing to give Hudson for Wallstead. Interesting about this one, GM. I like the, I'm willing to give a Fairbrother, Island, Pitlick, Amiel, Mezar. That's about it. Otherwise, draft Goalie or go RFA. Yeah. Can you give Mezar and something else in return? A second round pick, example for Wallstead. I like that idea. Fairbrother, honestly, nobody will pick it up for Fairbrother, Ellen, Pitlick, Armia. But a Mezar with Mizak or Mezar with Riley Kidney or Mezar with a second round pick, for what's said. I think they would make a little bit more, but that's what happened about this. That's what we have. Scout Andrew O'Connor is in the house. Welcome aboard. Not Canadian, this should Calgary explore trade option for Max Strom. Hey, you know, Andrew, this is, first of all, is a good question. The problem with Andrew, with Max Strom, he carry on a $6.5 million carry on money-wise on the cap, maybe $6 million, by the way. I could be off by a couple of $1,000. But because the goaltender don't have a good year, it would be very hard to get that possibility for Calgary. Not many teams would buy on him to give something good in return. So I don't think so. That would be a good, you know, a team would like to pay that kind of money. And Calgary is not going to retaining some money because it's almost over. He still have a lot of contract with that. Draft. No rush for Luc Laverson. Thanks so much on that one over there. Hudson have every indication he would be a special player. William McClure, you're absolutely about this. Look, he dominated the NCAA. He have an amazing, great year. And he growing, is getting better and better. I would not touch him for right now, at least for a minute, another 1 or 2 years. PLD is UF3 and 2024. You're absolutely right, GM, about this. Someone mentioned about the trade. If you get PLD now, then it would be cheaper to expand him now. It would be one as a UF3 about this one with that. But it will cost you, again, a Suzuki, a Jekai, and everything like that. It would cost you a first-round pick for the Panthers, example, with possible, I don't know, Lane Hudson. You will need to pay the price for Pierre-Luc Dubois. And Pierre-Luc Dubois, at the end of the day, it would cost you $8.5 to $9.5 million. That's the problem you're going to get with Pierre-Luc Dubois. And can Pierre-Luc Dubois, at that money, he can score 40 goals per year? That's what be my other problem I would have about this. If you get Pierre, there you go. Zuski, untouchable, him and Caulfield. Game is over, guys, in Toronto. By the way, it looked like Toronto are winning tonight by the score of 3-0. Final score. We're going to move on now to the game in York at the Madison Square Garden. Hopefully, our friend, let's see what we have here. If we get that goal here, that game there, we're going to get this one there. 5-3 again right away. Back 4:45 I have here on my TV. Why did we trade Charlie Lindgren? He was in the mix, but first of all, I have some kind of discommunication or something happening in this organization with Charlie Lindgren. If I can recall it, Lindgren never be drafted in NHL, by the way. I'm not sure. It's always McMaven or Lindgren. I'm always struggle about this one. Charlie Lindgren is the brother, by the way, to Lindgren for this one over there. Let's see what we have here. Yes, exactly. He never be drafted in NHL. That's what I remember the most. He was played for St. Cloud State and the NCAA. And the American Canadiens have a good stat, but not great. And the Montreal Canadiens, when he said Primo, become maybe the next level or the next goaltender. I think they have too many goaltender in this organization with McViven, Primo, and Lindgren. And Lindgren can see have nothing in front of them, in front of him when they got Caden Primo, Jake Allen with Carey Price, and then they got Montembeault. He figured out it'd be better for him to go somewhere else. So I think the Montreal Canadiens trade him to the St. Louis Blues. No, they let him go. By the way, he signed as a UFA from the St. Louis Blues, 2-way contract. The Montreal Canadiens did not trade for him; they just let him go. By the way, Dubois play is here with the Serge culture. GM, just wait one more year for Dubois. No rush. I want to trade ski for Pierre Dubois. Here we go. Then I like your comments, guys. Many players want to play in Montreal. It's tax. That's all. The most story them in hockey. It's all sport. Why don't they otherwise want to play there? Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I agree with you. There is a lot of talent in Canada, especially in Montreal. For Larry Lavallee, 6'11" said Luc Laverson. I don't know if you're referring about Roy or not. Look, Adam Berger is in the house. Adam said we need a goalie now. I'm not sure about this, Adam. I think they have Adam Hill right now, and you have Laurent Brossoit they can call back up, right? Am I right or wrong? Adam. So for me, I will not do anything else. Thompson, is it confirmed what he has right now? Adam, we know we have an MRI today. I did not get the result. Do you have any update you can produce to us, Adam, for the goaltending situation for Logan Thompson was hurt? Is right to the next one for yet. Wait until next season. GM, you're absolutely right about this. Only by draft we have time before our team. We need net money getting by draft will give us other things. We cannot go around the rank. Remember, 5 years to compete. Steve, great point about this, Andre. Avec toi, I agree with you. It's very hard to beat number 2 goalie. Montreal look good for that spot for right now. Larry, you're absolutely right for that. And then we have that kind of penalty right now for the New York Rangers. Don't know what's going on with that. They went to the dinner. The goat never leave. William, I can see Josh Anderson at Drouin moving on. You're absolutely right about this, William. I see me Anderson with the New Jersey Devils. Drouin, I see him at some location. Edmonton, I know some of you laugh at me, or with Colorado. I think they'll be good about this one for sure. Drouin, come on, Chambers. Who knows? In our tap, it's just too difficult for the app to move a desirable other player soon. Many injuries see move women and free agency this summer. Currently need another center. Yeah, they're looking possible. Sean Monahan. Julien Gilles Béliveau is in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Julien Gilles Béliveau. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation show. Anderson, Monahan, Drouin, and the package to New Jersey, Edmonton, or Colorado. I don't see New Jersey to get Monahan, but I can see them to get Anderson and Drouin. To this day, no one knows if Drouin is a center winger. He's a forward. Look. Great point about this. Look, about Trudeau. He talked about William Trudeau, not Justin Trudeau, the president of hockey, the president minister. But William Trudeau is one he growing right now. He's only 20 years old right now, playing the American hockey for Laval Rocket. I think we have to give him a little bit 1 or 2 years, but his player can be very interesting to play as a third pairing in NHL. I don't see no problem with that part for sure. Look. His development looking good. Chicago Bear just knocked the door. Thanks so much, Chicago, to be with us. We're flying there, guys, with all your conversation. This, I love it a lot. Jean Dubois, Mar, Jean-Maurice. Damn, Ox, wake up, Ox. About this, Pierre Bertrand knocked the door again. Should trade player to help Pittsburgh Islanders or Buffalo to help them? I think Pittsburgh, could be a great asset for the Montreal. I think a Drouin with Pittsburgh and Edmondson, it could be a good asset for the Pittsburgh Penguins. For that, Islanders, Drouin could be a solution over there. That would be my only thing I can add over there with Islanders. And then the Buffalo, I will not touch Montreal Canadiens. I think Buffalo should looking more for better players, and this like Jacob Chikron could be another one the Buffalo can get for that for the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo are not in the rush to make a lot of move anyway. They are just not there yet. I think they are 2 years before they become the team could be at the top 4 at the end of the Stanley Cup if it's everything turn around with a goaltender. I thought Patrick Kane would end up in New York. And what thing would benefit the most? I came him for a trade. The problem with Patrick Kane, 2 things. First of all, his salary. Carry on what? At $10.5 million. Nobody have that kind of money. Secondly, if you set 50%, that cut about what? 5.75. Now you can make another trade, drop at 2. Almost like 2.8, 2.9. And the Rangers score an empty net, guys, to take the lead 6-3 with over 2 minutes to go remaining. And the Rangers take the lead, guys, 6-3. A goal of Lindgren, his first goal of the year, by the way. We just talked about Lindgren, his brother, by the way. So and that's one of the reasons why with Patrick Kane. Who can benefit about him? Many teams. The only other problem is hip problem he has. Is it at 100%? This is really full now can play at 100. That would be, you know, I think Carolina Hurricane take advantage of Patrick Kane for the rest of the season. Without Pacioretty, they can add the kind of players over there. Edmonton could enjoy to have another Kane in their team, honestly. You know, that's another one they could look about this. Yeah, many other teams could enjoy in a way to get him. Let's see how much Dubois want to play in Montreal in attack. But Dubois, he said that he want to play in Montreal. Ali, the best available for draft pick, except goalie. RJ53, Hudson is undisable. Pierre-Luc Dubois, better to ski easy. I don't say it's not better or worse, Pierre. I just said Pierre-Luc Dubois, can he repeat the same season he did this year? That's my only problem he has. Before that, he never, you know, have Dubois over, what, 63 points, I think, is Dubois, his best season in NHL. That's the same number, by the way, as Suzuki. Dubois. So, if you look about Pierre-Luc Dubois, during his career, his best year, it was at 20 years old, 61 point. 60 point last year, 28 goal. He never reached the 30 point. And he's right now 24 years old. He's about 2 years older than Nick Suzuki. I'm pretty sure if I look about all the season he played in NHL, Dubois and Suzuki, they are pretty much even a number of the point. I would not be surprised. Can Dubois become the 30 goal like he's supposed to be this year? Can he become right now an 80 point in NHL? He's going to accomplish this reason they're right now on the pace to do that. He's the one he can be about that. His face-off is only a 48.9 as a center. But again, it's just about opinion about this, but I respect Pierre, what you said about this, about Hudson for sure. Hughes cannot confirm that Anderson won't be traded, said Pierre-Alexis Brisebois. Thank you to submit that about this. Don't forget to hit the likes. No player is undisable. Edmonton gave you McDavid for Suzuki Caulfield. What happened about this? Yeah, I think we did correct, Adam. Dubois is just boosting his value in attack. I just don't trust him. Sorry. Question for Luciano: if you can go 3 to 4 years ahead into the future, what will Atlantic standing look like for you, coach? Asking for your prediction. But there's a great point about this. If you think about this, the Ottawa Senators, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Buffalo Sabres are in front of Montreal Canadiens. The Detroit and Ottawa are the 1 and 2 team already rebuilding for the last 5-6 years, or 4 years, 5 years, whatever you want to call the number. Following by the Detroit, by the Buffalo, and then following by the Montreal Canadiens. During that time, if you look about Boston prospect, they don't have anything. So one Bergeron and Krejci leaving, the team will be good, but not great like they were. The Toronto Maple Leafs, if you look about this in 3, 4, 5 years, Tavares will be 36, 37. Matthews not going to be with Toronto anymore. You're going to have to see Marner over there, possible. But the team, they don't have anything coming back after that. So the shift of Toronto is going to be down. And Tampa Bay Lightning, if you look about this, Vesizio be there, Kershaw be there, Stenko may be there, but barely at the next 5 years, right? That team, if you look about the draft pick, is good, but not great over there. The Florida Panthers, the really interesting team, all in the mix between everything like that. If you look about the 4 team I'm talking about, the Toronto, the Boston, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the 3 team I'm talking about, I think Florida Panthers have a better future compared to the team I just mentioned to you. On the flip side, Ottawa, Buffalo, Detroit are really interesting because we don't know yet what they're going to get more. I think for me, Buffalo, but again, each team we talk about, if they add the right piece of the puzzle, I'll be great. Montreal will be good, but are they going to be at the same level like they were already, Buffalo? Again, only the name of the team changing. You're going to see a division very strong, very difficult to win the playoff, to be a part of the playoff, and then win the division and go all the way back after that on the playoff a little bit longer. Really big division over there. If you look about the prospect future ranking, Montreal and Detroit, I think Montreal is 11. Buffalo is 7, 8 with Detroit, and then Ottawa is a bit behind Montreal Canadiens. So just give you an idea, everybody have a really good future in front of them for sure. Great question, Luciano, about this one over there. Schedule Seattle 6-3. Coach, Tampa GM is on the Laval game tonight. Any thought? Like I mentioned to you, Alain, Syracuse Crown is the affiliation team. He maybe evaluate some player on his affiliation. Montreal don't have a lot to give to show to him like, wow, we'll get something in return over there. I don't think so. Can he go on the veterans? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think he's really there, Ellen, to watching is Syracuse Crown. I think they play a back-to-back game this weekend in Laval. I could be wrong. And then they can maybe go to watch the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow against the New York Islanders. That would be the one I was looking for about this one. I don't think I can do about this. I love Ure and Kane, my GM. Coach, Carter Hart or Thompson, those are my target for Montreal or the draft. Carter Hart and looking Thompson, I don't think so. To be trade, first of all, MTG. Carter Hart is going to be the great. I think I would, if you have a choice to take one of the two, I would go with Carter Hart. Why? Because the history of Carter Hart, what he accomplished on WHL, what he accomplished with the in American Hockey League and the Flyers, everything like that. A young, promise, talented goaltender. Look at my Thompson have its friend path route to become an NHL, go all the way to university. I think he played for Calgary University, I believe. And that's what I would said. I would trust a bit more Carter Hart right now. Salut, entraîneur Jeff. Welcome back, my friend. How long before the AB figure out the power play hit 500? That would be at least another year or 2 years for the power play for Montreal until they don't get that kind of the quarterback at the defenseman. That would be my first request for that one. And then, when you get that Lane Hudson, I think it will be a big chance for this team for the power play. We see a power play a bit better at the end, but again, there is a consistency to get those numbers right there, Jeff. 3-1 Laval Rocket, final score, maybe an empty net over there. Thanks so much about this one over there. Chicago score, Chicago tie the game. Let's see what we have in Chicago now. Right there, 2-2. Athanasio, another player could be traded at the trade deadline. Thanks so much sharing with us. Study watch, only 25 likes. Don't forget, click on the likes. That'd be great. Laura for Patrick Kane, GM. RJ363, thanks so much. Next year, we need 3 solid line of defense and 2 other defense. Let them play together. Hope that less injuries. And Rabinov, knock the door. Welcome back, my friend. Leave need to make a move, or I don't see how they can get out of the first round. Can they get Meyer or Erdl? If not, who? First question, a great question about this. If you want to go that direction, guys, I'll go to jumping on this question first, and then we'll be back about Montreal Canadiens. We have 50. We did not talk about deep about the subject. We want to talk about this, but I have something here. I like when the people ask us those questions. I feel like they read my information right there. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys, I think it will be cost too much to get Timo Meier. Not only there today, but in the future. I think it will be very hard for them. And I think they have other players they can focusing more. The Kavrikov for the Columbus Blue Jacket, defenseman, left defenseman, become UF3. I think you can sign him about $4 or $5 million for a year. It can get him about like a 4 years contract at $4 million. That would secure Marzin's leaving next year. Not going to return to play hockey. I don't think so. So that gave a really solid defenseman behind O'Reilly. Yeah, Giordano, but he's not old. He's not young anymore. 38 years old, going 39 years old. Yeah, send in behind that. I think Yusufzai is a very physical plus defenseman, and I think it'll be good for them. The Barbashev Oparanov for the San Jose. I think Barbashev for St. Louis Blues can bring those kind of the third line, bottom six for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You can get maybe a second round pick and return or something like that, and he can solidify that third line over there if that's what you're looking for. Now, if you don't want to have Capricov, I think a McCabe for the Chicago Blackhawks could add a little bit defenseman, less defenseman, and he can add a little bit less. The cost of to get him is cheaper. That's all depends about this. I don't think so. They would go with Meyer in my eyes. Can they go with Ryan O'Reilly? That would cost again a little bit more, but now they can consist to pay him next year. Is it a rental player or they can't get an extension, those players? So that's the question. I can give it to you and Rabinov about that, but they definitely need more help, the Toronto Maple Leaf guys, if they want to get that line over, if they want to go that direction for sure. About this one over there. I would talk about this. We want to talk about Jordan Harris. Get an extension today, guys. A 2 years contract for Jordan Harris. And at $2.8 million, $1.4 million AAV. Harris played 47 games this season. 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 point, -6. He was drafted the Harveyville, Massachusetts, born over there. He was drafted 71 overall pick by the Montreal Canadiens in 2018. 5'11", 189 pounds. Shoot on the left. He was play a captain for the Northeastern and NCAA. And during his career right now with the Montreal Canadiens in 57 game, he has 2 goals, 10 assists for 11 point, -3. That was the stat about Jordan Harris. You have any comment you want to talk about Jordan Harris, please let me know. And what kind of player you see on him? What do you trust him or not? What do you think he feel about it? Are the ceiling? Do you think he have another step? For me, one of the most consistency players overall his game with the Montreal Canadiens. And of course, he's not, he's only played 57 games. And I think the Montreal like him the way he play. And really great leader inside the locker room. Really smart, mature at 22 years old. And when you talk, I think you can feel it. When you speak after the practice or game for the press conference, I think is a great asset for the Montreal Canadiens. Jonathan Drouin is back tonight, this weekend. He should be back. And then trade or not? Do you trade him or not? Do you want to sign him again next season? Are you willing to keep him at $1.5 million, example, for 1 year? Or do you think he's going to play or not in NHL next year? All those questions I ask you this, guy, about Jonathan Drouin is because, honestly, some of you mentioned this on the week. Some of you thinking is over. I think he's lose the love of the game, everything like that. I just want to share in with this, and maybe said, no, we don't want Jonathan Drouin and with the next year with Montreal. And 28 games this season have 12 points. He's -14, by the way. But that's what he got this year with 0 goal for Jonathan Drouin. So is this something you can see? You would like to see that or not for Jonathan Drouin? We'll see what we get here for the pool we got at the beginning of the show, guys. The end of the pool is this one. Draft 48, trade 30, UFA 20. Poll complete by 39 vote. I'm going to make another one about Jonathan Drouin. Drouin resign him for next season. Yes or no? There we go. You can give us, guys, the vote on this one over there on the pool. Join the conversation with me. That'd be great. Coach, would you rather have the same $8 million a year, Peter or Meyer? That's a great question about this. Almost, Meyer is more like a winger. Peter's more as a center. You always like to have a big giant center, a 6'2", 6'3", in the middle of the line. And I'm thinking because I'm still, okay, if I put Pierre-Luc Dubois on the winger side, you have Dubois, Suzuki, and Caulfield. Do you prefer to have Meyer, Caulfield, and Suzuki? It's just because he's taller and more stronger as a center, it can be. I have to go with barely, slightly, a little bit. I think both of them would cost you over $9 million. But if you have the $8 million, both of them, I would go slowly because the position, I will go with Pierre-Luc Dubois. Why are we talking about Dubois? Anyway, he's restricted for 1 more year. You're absolutely right about this. Then become our Boston is interesting at Edmonton. This is a great point then about this. Jordan Edmondson is interesting for many teams: Edmonton, Boston, New Jersey, and because he's a left defenseman, the Los Angeles Kings are looking about Edmondson too. Boston, it will be interesting. Are they going to add more? Again, when I make the Edmondson to Pittsburgh, I think Edmondson can do the same thing with Boston Bruins. So what do you do about this? But maybe they can trade Edmondson for Boston, and they can send back Greg Smith and return. And maybe they can get Jonathan Drouin and to get out with Edmondson, something similar, where the money of Greg Smith, he become UFA, helping the Boston Bruins to maybe have another asset in NHL if they want only Edmondson in return. So it could be a first-round pick with Greg Smith, or it could be a second-round pick for Jordan Edmondson. That's it, that's all. That's possible. I'm talking about Boston right away, by the way. So that would be one I will hear about this. I think the leave are interesting at Tyler Myers. But Tyler Myers is a very interesting case that how they can pay him, Tyler Myers, because he's not lit. I think Myers have another year or 2 years to come at $6.5 million for the with the Vancouver Canucks for Myers. So how the Toronto can handle his contract, I'm not sure. Myers guy is a 1 more year after that, $6 million, like I mentioned to you, become UFA the following year. He's 33 years old, by the way. The problem with that part, they have to carry on the $6 million. Now you can say, I can take that money for Marzen and to pay him for the following year. Possible. It makes sense to me. Riley, Sandin, Giordano, and then they can give back Justin Holl with that trade over there to pick it up some kind of money for the Vancouver Canucks. Good point about this. In our top. Keep hearing Maria to the New Jersey or Carolina. I agree with you, William. The connection with the New Jersey guys is because of all the Switzerland players and Nicole Shire, everybody else over there. Hawks need to lose to have a chance at better. Strong move by the Rangers that is going to make them really set it up front. He balanced, right? I think the word by Inata said this week. He moved. You know, I always said one piece of the puzzle maybe make 4 other players go on the right spot, on the right chair. When you miss one player's spot or the chair of one player is not the right chair, it's maybe affect 3 other players. I will give you an example. Montreal Canadiens, David Savard, pairing number 1, but he should be on number 3. Now you use Justin Barron number 2, but he should be number 3 too. And then you put Whiteman over there. You have to put Caden Cody on the right defenseman because you don't have anybody there. So only because of one spot, it could affect 3 other spots. And what Tarasago set up now, Shaker is their top 6. They secure the right winger, and they give them a third line better with the young guns, Lafrenière, Capo, and Shedel. Mikola gave more experience at the third pairing before that. If you look about that line, Lindgren, yes, but Kimmler 6'3", 6'4", Mikola another 6'5", 6'6", and that was secure the third pairing with Schneider. But again, they have a good goaltender. They are one of the top best defensemen. They have a physicality with Trouba and Kimmler. Now you have Mikola, and now you have after that Tarasenko. that team, the Rangers, pick it up maybe 3 to 4 spot as the best team in the NHL, maybe one of the top 5 with the lineup they have. That's what's happening about this. And then, Coach, what do you think about Zach Bowen, London Knight goalie? He has 2 straight wins. He might be a promise fixer. And you always to be careful about the stat and the CHL and the junior. I understand you have a great straight, right? But you always say, okay, how we study him, how he look like on the position, on the flexibility, everything like that, how he track the puck, how he's on position, is a square or not. The W and NHL, the stat and the junior, and are versatile for me. Particularly at 4.84 in the QM, he become one of the best goaltender. So for me, you have to be a little bit caution about how they run the W. But again, he's promised maybe a good goaltender. Honestly, Len, I'll be honest with you, I just barely see him. I don't have not much to tell about Zach Bowen at this moment, but I can maybe get more searching about him. Thanks, Sherry, with me about that. I just want to mention what's happening. 2 goals for Distel tonight. Primo, 39 set, big one, Cyril Laval, 500 for the first time this season. Great sharing with it. Exactly, not that. No rush, Montreal, not going anywhere. Chicago and Arizona need to go in overtime. Great point, GM. We talked about this earlier tonight. We would like to have that game to have at least a 3-point over there. Team go and circle. If the team good, they get low. So absolutely right about this. KLS is in the house. Welcome aboard. Canucks and Red Wings known. I'm surprised why they not go back with the USO. Is it because they play Sunday? KLS. About this, be sure to smash the like. Thanks so much. Question for Ron King. If Montreal goes for a goalie and a trade, do you drop Monday back down or try to get rid of Allen? I will get the threat Jake Allen run. And many people ask me about, because the goaltender is really not good around the team. It's not great around the NHL right now. I think right now, Jake Allen, because he have an extra year at 3.8, is maybe the problem. If he was 3.8, only 1 more year, I think Jake Allen should be better on negotiation to make a trade about him. I think 1 more year, I think Montreal will be a little bit more, see what they look like, the position about the goalies. That will open up more possibility to trade Jake Allen at the trade deadline next year before he become UFA the final year after that. So it'll be something to follow. For sure, and the NHL right there. So that's what's happening about this. Real Deal said 3-2 Chicago. From Real Deal, let's go Chicago. GM, I get it. Brisebois was à Laval plus POSSIB Clendon Primo. Lightning need a backup goalie for the future, and Elliott is not there one about this. I'm not sure about this for Primo GM. For me, it's not because the Syracuse Crown is their team. Mr. Mikko Shock isn't out. Journalism from Pittsburgh will be joined the Pens at some point. I think John Gibson got traded about 25 times in the last 4 years in the NHL. The problem with Gibson is like, he's never been the same Gibson the last 2 years like he was before. He carried on a big contract at $6.2 million now. If you talk about this for Pittsburgh, I'm not sure what they would trade for him, but the Gibson situation could fix the problem with Jarry. Jarry become UFA next season, so you can use the money for Jarry at 6 point something to get to Gibson more experience. That will be the only thing. Gibson been really good in the past. Can they trust Pittsburgh to make him again good like he was before? Possible, but that's the only thing I would say to compare with Jarry and John Gibson. Go Axe, go Coach. Happy now. Yes, Arizona need to win in overtime. GM, well said, my friend. I would trade Allen, get Thompson because he would be cheaper. Art, Cape Montebo is a backup. Yeah, but they will not trade Logan Thompson, and the Flyers not going to trade Carter Hart and TG about this. Now, can you want to trade Jake Allen for Aiden Hill, but I don't know why the Vegas going to open up another contract more expensive when you don't have a lot of money in the future after the season after that. And that's why I said, see how much Dubois want to play in Montreal, possibly take a discount in our top. Harris contract is very good value for Absel. He absolutely in Rabinov. 48 years avec Hudson. Honestly, coach, I really think Hughes might give another chance, resign him for another season. I apologize, Ellen. I would be curious which one you're talking about. Are you talking about Jonathan Drouin at $1.5 million? I always said to you guys, Jonathan Drouin, less of $2 million, 1.5, $1 million, 1.5. I keep Jonathan Drouin. I know many don't like him, blah, blah, blah. He's prone injury. No big deal. Put him on ER. He's fine. He's not negative. He's not a Mike Hoffman with bad attitude. He wants to learn. He wants to be around Montreal. He loves way easy with Montreal Canadiens. He's not complaining. I tell you right now, and happy Jonathan Drouin, happy with Montreal. If you look, he got LT scratch, never said anything negative. He loved to play work for Martin St. Louis. And again, at $1.5 million, we give you about 40 points per year. Is so much better at Michael Pesera at the end of the day. Better at Ren Pitlick at the end of the day. For me. You can use him as a center. You can use him as a winger. You can use him on the power play if you need it. So all put together at $1.5 million, I would take Jonathan Drouin. Still 2-2. If you get a second round, trade him. If not, keep him. If you don't want to see it, let him go. Not worth a spot on the team. You are on rebuild mode. Then go somewhere else. Case close. Coach Drouin need to leave for both his sake as well as a hub. It was not been a good time for him here about that one there. Like I said, do you prefer Mike Hoffman at 4.5 or you prefer Jonathan Drouin at 1.5? That's the point right there. Is that Jonathan Drouin is more used, is better at Michael Pesera? Jonathan Drouin is it better at Ren Pitlick? Is it more he bring more on the table? He gave a little bit more front card at them? And I said he should keep him. I just said a lower case, I would keep Jonathan Drouin on my eyes. I will you only have two choices. We need center coach for the Montreal. If you think about the line for Montreal, the center, they have Zuski, Monahan, Dvorak, Jake Haven, Jonathan Drouin, Owen Beck. They have 6 right there. Now, plus the one they can draft this season. So that give a lot. I have not count Riley Kidney, Vincent Rover, Cédric Quindon, Jan Mizak. That's a lot of winger there. Now, they are not make all the next shot, but there's something you have to get there. The point is, you look at Dubois and Maria, stat rookies and every career say they are almost identical. Yet we don't up there, but up there all the time. About it, in the top, yes, what good, but he has an history of inconsistency and Rabinov. I look at his stat and he's pretty much pretty good. He's a guy score about 20, 25 goals per year. He can jump at 28. He's a guy make about 60 point average. So he about 0.65, 0.75 point per game. That's what he is in his shot. Just this year, he go better. Teresino make him bottom 6 stronger for sure. Look at line start with the center. The guy in front of the net has to dominate the craze. Hey, Coach, William Snyder is in the house. How do you rate the Woody quiz 1 to 10? I did not look about this, honestly, yet. I would try to make it if I can. I don't think Rangers are done with trade, just a feeling. It could happen, look, a bottom 6, I think, with experience. But when you have Goudreau, Gauthier over there, they have a, you know what I mean? They are not bad at all. That part of their culture. Who is your favorite goalie occur right now and how you will do it? For me, it would be Askarov for the Nashville Predator. 20 years old. A lot of potential with him, and I would give back something like Owen Beck, Philippe Mazar, my first round pick, Panthers right now, right there. If Panthers are over about 14 to 17, 18, I would give that pick and return 1-1. Boom, bang. That's it. Owen Beck, maybe with a Jan Mizak example. Riley Kidney. You stabilize right now your position for the next 15 years with Askarov. That's what I will do. Coach, who was your favorite goalie all time for the Habs? For all time, I grew with Patrick Roy and Ken Drouin. And, I have to go with Ken Drouin. I think he's still with Montreal all the way. Carey Price been good, I understand, but I think Ken Drouin for the 8 years in NHL dominate the league year after year. So I have to go with Ken Drouin. Part of your question. Now, Gum Wesley was before my time. Wesley was, but I think for me, again, for myself, is again about this. Do not trade the future for anything right now. Not a bad idea about this for that, Luc Lafortune. I focus on the development, on the culture, on the evaluation, and on the motivation. So what I said to this, I will be just briefly about this. Martin St. Louis during the press conference this morning talk about what's next, what's coming now, how you can, for the next 3 weeks, some player right now will play with their mind because the trade deadline. Talk about Jake Allen, Josh Anderson, Sean Mannion, Jordan Munson. You can go with Armia, Mike Hoffman, Dadenop, and Drouin. I'm sure they do a great job. I'm sure they talk to them. I'm sure they keep them updated about what they were planning, what they try to accomplish. And that's what's about their situation. Then this is happened in March 3rd. What's the rest of the season? But you try to motivate them to stay in the game. They try to motivate them to have something behind that. And I think that's come with the team culture. And when you're teaching them about, look, we need to develop you. You're not done yet. You have to finish strong the year. I think my team of the would be finish strong. You have to finish strong. You have to be sure you deliver until to the end of the season. We want to evaluate you. They did that last year, right? A case like Peseta, Pitlick, Belzil, RHP, Elenen, Harris, Kovacevic, Montembeault, all there. They are right now on the evaluation. What do you do with them next year? And I think that would be the main focus for the young guys. The veterans is about motivate them, show them leadership, and keep them and stay in the race and not give up. And I think that's why you build your team culture together. And you have make them small goal and make them how you can develop a little bit better for the rest of the season. How we make you prepare. And that's what you tried. Martin St. Louis have a really difficult job now until the end. If you look at that, I check the schedule, guys. I know I'm going to be wrong, but I don't see Montreal Canadiens for the last 31 game to win more at 8 games. Not more. It's just too strong. Now, they surprise us, but after the trade deadline, they're not going to have better players here right now. So I think that would be the one I would be very curious about this one. We'll see what we have in the chat right now. Gary Cournoyer knocked the door. Welcome aboard. I think was the best. Tricia was the best GM. He talked about Treciak and Richard. Yep. Doing great, Gary. Thanks for that. Coach, if you can get any goalie right now or less contract and honor with Vasilevsky will be my first choice for what you show up. But after that, I'll surprise you guys. I go with Zorokin versus Chesterkin. I think Zorokin is really the next one. I think it would be better to Chesterkin in my eyes. I would go with Zorokin about that, Woody. On the young goaltender, 23 years old, younger, I have to go with Spencer Knight for the Fleur Panthers. Montreal would be bad for another 2 years at least, then maybe make a move. Look, you're absolutely right about this, but I think at some point, you don't want to be that way all the time. One of the biggest problem, guys, for the Ottawa Senator, they hanging there too much with nothing in front of them. So we talk about. So they always been at the bottom, without add veterans with leadership and give them more hope and to get more positive about this. So my point, I will say to you, it's time right now to looking to add another players, maybe at 32 years old, 33 years old, as a contract at, a 2 years contract at $4, $5, $6 million, just to add a little bit more hope for the team and bring, experience, bring leadership, and don't let the team down. Ottawa did it with Claude Giroux this year, but it's too late. They should have Giroux 3 years ago. I think for this year, you add one set, like example, they bring for 2 years, 3 years, Stevenson, defenseman, right defenseman for New Jersey Devils. Pay him at least less than $4 million. See what he look like as a right defenseman. It will stabilize the Montreal Canadiens to hanging there for 1 or 2 more years. Then the year after that, you add maybe now a UFA about that. And then the year after that, you add another by trade or another UFA. And that's your start. But don't let your team only with players, only with rookies or young age, because that's what Ottawa did. I think you cannot do that on my eyes. That would be one I would say that. Patrick was the most loved, and it was a team player, sorry, but what was King and Montreal and damn good one, it was what hurt almost never. My point about Roy is because he left the Montreal Canadiens, and not because of him, it's not about this. It's just like he didn't play like 10, 15 years with the Montreal Canadiens all the way. He went to another team. Now he said Ken Troy didn't play only 8 years, but he's still not playing nowhere, right? He retired after that. And my eyes, Ken Drouin, he would be the best goaltender in history in Montreal Canadiens if he was still to play 15 years, my eyes. Gerard Tremblay, welcome aboard. Thanks to be with us. Just have to trade MLD Dubois at the end of the season for something to Montreal, get something in return, they were racked. They would ask more, Gerard. Now, they can go that direction, but they're going to request your first round pick, Panthers, right there. They're going to request another prospect with Pierre-Luc Dubois, with your first round pick, and they request another one after that. A second round pick, everything like that. So that's more than what you think about this. Now, Dvorak could be involved. I will say to you, Dvorak, first round pick, Panthers, and maybe Jan Mizak, or maybe a Jordan Harris example. Do you make that trade? Right? If not, you said, no, we're going to wait. We're going to have use Pierre-Luc Dubois for another 3-4 months before we make a trade for him. And a trade deadline would be more expensive. That sounds like a good trade, but I would like to keep Beck and Nashville having any percentage of getting better over us. I just could not accept. If Roy was the hurt, he would definitely play through it. Luciano, yeah, absolutely right. Joe was not available for 3 years ago about that. No, I just gave you an example, look, about a player like Giroux. So when I spoke to him, so maybe I don't express myself the right way. I just try to bring to you, like, add player around the team, like a Montreal Canadiens. They have Savard right now, they have Anderson, they have Edmondson, they have Madison. But I think it's important you have a mix of players and not only based on the young players over there. And when I talk about this, I want someone at the top 6 players, not at the bottom 6, right? That's my point behind that. About this, Coach, when you do ever under exact question, what percentage do you go exact? It depends, Willie. My feeling about the question, because the number could make some people thinking a different way. So I don't have no specific about A, B, with C about this one. Ottawa is a small market team, not much corporate support for liquor. Let's see what we have here, guys. I'm going to move on here because we have a couple of good suggestions. I would like to talk about this. I promised to get out at 90 minutes. The Lesson Kings, guys, signed before we come in a 1.15 extension contract of Phoenix Copley. Copley has a 15-3-1 this season, 2.92 save percentage, or 897. During his career in NHL, only 31, 12, and 4. Save percentage, or 8.99, and a goal again average of 2.96. 1 year contract for Mr. Copley with the Los Angeles Kings. $1.5 million. So congratulations about this. So there, we talked about Toronto a little bit earlier, guys. Again, if I were Toronto, I was looking for a left defenseman like Kafrikov. They can get a return, Barbashev or McCabe. There's a 3 player I was thinking about this really quickly. I think there'll be something there now. They can get for a big slash, the Randall Riley, the Timo Meier, the Monahan, the Patrick Kane, the Jonathan Taze, everything like that. But I think Kafrikov, Barbashev can bring a little bit more what they're looking for, the Toronto Maple Leafs, plus something else at the left winger. I think that'll be great about this. The NHL news, we talked about this earlier. We talked about Timo Meier a little bit earlier too. Timo Meier right there with trade deadline, who's moving. I would like curious, guys, who do you think he can move as a team in NHL right now? By the way, I will shut down the pool here. 56% said no about this one over there. And that's give us 27 low votes. Thanks so much for all the votes. Pretty even, 55-44. So thanks. We'll go to make more pools around the show, guys, now. When we can. I would love to consider those kind of stuff like that. That was the meaning of the Montreal Canadiens hockey back then. He was not the greatest, but he was the ab hockey like many old players at the time. Sorry to leave the past, but the past is the future. No point, Larry. Always a pleasure. You talk about Jean Béliveau, Henri Richard, Yvan Cournoyer, Robert Rousseau, Claude Provost, Émile Bouchard. I can go all the way like that. Roger-Fien, Vachon, Tony Esposito was goaltender. Montreal have, many are excellent hockey players over there, Larry. Not a problem. He did not even leave it. It was the Piment du Lac. What was the way better Drouin anyway, or the weak coach. I don't know. I think Ken Drouin have an amazing, great stat number. Ken Drouin, 8 years, he never lost any game, by the way, in NCAA. When he played for Colgate NCAA. He won what? How many Stanley Cup when he was Montreal? 5 of them. And 8 years, won the Connie Smythe before he won the Calder Trophy. For me, he accomplished more on the short period for the Montreal Canadiens, Ken Drouin. I would be curious if Ken Drouin continues to goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens for 5 more years, what it would look like, his stat and the performance, everything like that. Now, Patrick Roy, I'm talking about Patrick Roy with the Montreal Canadiens. Not Patrick Roy, what he accomplished in the NHL. Right? So Patrick Roy, guys, in the NHL. With the Montreal Canadiens, he has an average of 2.78 and a save percentage of 904. With the Colorado Avalanche, that's where he got 2.27 and he got 918. With the Montreal Canadiens, yes, he won 2 Stanley Cup, I understand that. But if you look about his stat, personally, at 1991, he was pretty good. But after that, he have 3.20. He had 2.50, 2.97 before he got traded in NHL and to Colorado Avalanche. So, you'll be surprised. Patrick Roy never have. Only with Colorado, he got a 0.92 plus as a save percentage for him. So, again, I respect, for me, I just try to figure out, okay, what make me happy, what make a player better for the Montreal Canadiens. I think Ken Drouin bring a more for me along with the time we play, except for the Detroit game at the Forum. Because I will ship Primo, and Primo, I don't see have a great future in NHL for me right now. I thought Arizona are paying and the butt, Luc Lafortune, Mézard to Nashville and that deal. But Mézard could be one involved, for sure. It depends what Nashville looking for, honestly. But a Panthers pick plus Mézard could be really open up the door for Askarov. The Phoenix Lampard 6-1. The final score was 4-1 when I left. Nicolas Roy did not have a lot of points when I look about this. Would be a huge error. Trading André. I don't think so, André. I think Philippe Mazar. If you have a choice, guys, just give us an answer right now. We have a time. I will go a little bit over. Who do you have the most confidence right now to be a better hockey player for the Montreal Canadiens? Philippe Mazar? Joshua Roy? Sean Farrell? As a winger, who do you trust the most to become the best player between three? Sean Farrell, Joshua Roy, or Philippe Mazar? That's a great question there. Come on, Ox and Pence Luciano. The Pittsburgh Penguins just scored. Pierre-Olivier Joseph scored his third goal of the year. Take the lead 1-0. Luciano. Drouin was great, but it definitely helped to have that team in front of him. Definitely about this one with there, and about that, to work gets no à la télé, Nico. Luc Lafortune, the on time he share on the Ox. Second period, Nico, ça va. Zev Lecave is in the house, and fois contre Quebec, c'est tout. Hopefully, Allen does not decide to stick with Peterson with complaint. Yeah, but you have to still to pay him. That's the biggest problem. Can another team can get him? That's a lot of money. I agree. Keep a Mazar. I really would not want to keep a job. MTG about this one over there. McCabe would be great for the leave. Woody Snyder. Is horrible, what he said. Drouin, European is the way to go for Zev Lecave. But I can see your point, coach, about Ottawa. Not a problem. Look, Meyer to Boston, my guess. Not a bad choice, GM. Why? Because after that, they're losing a lot of money about that. The only problem I said GM is this part. I like your ID. But now you have to sign David Pastrnak this year. And we calculate right now between $11 million, $10 to $11 million. I think for me, if I Boston Bruins negotiate the contract, I will compare him to Barkov with the Florida Panthers at $10.5 million. That would be the contract. So can they add another player like Timo Meier and request a $9.5 million too? I don't know, but I like that idea about this. But I still believe the New Jersey Devils are the coin there. Can the Buffalo Sabres? I would not do that, but Buffalo Sabres can have it. They have a lot of money there. They can use, of course, a left winger, a left defenseman with the Boston, Colorado for Meyer. The problem, GM for Colorado, you have no much money to carry on a $10 million inside the wall. I'm sorry. Sorry, Drouin, Chipukamo, Ochin, Oceana, André, Meyer to the Buffalo. That's possible there. Look, I just mentioned this to you. I think for me, Buffalo, if I was the GM, I was looking to add a chick run. They need to add a left defenseman or a right defenseman with physicality. And that would be helping them. I think they get around too easily with power and send in. They don't have those kind of meanness as the defenseman over there. We just hit the crossbar by Arizona Coyotes, by the way. I hope the app really clean the house again at the deadline. Let's see as they say. It depends what is about you to clean the house. Is it the UF3 players possible? Is it the bad contract? I don't think so. I think it'll be more easier to trade Joel Armia and Mike Hoffman at the following trade deadline. Easy. Terrific team in front of him, or not Patrick about this one with that. And again, it's just for me, it's just a choice of what someone has its own opinion. I think for me, Ken Dryden was really my every year he was played, it was great. And if you want to calculate, guys, just check the save percentage. If you want to compare players, right, as a forward, as a scorer, check the shooting percentage of the players. That will give you an idea who they are. On the goaltender, check the save percentage. That's the way you can difference the generation to generation about that. I hope they have really cleaned the house. Gun Wesley was the best goalies. Look at his stats. Pierre Martin, I think so too. And the draft about this, Drouin got better team with him. GM will build the fonctionnaire. Gum, Wesley. When he's our coach, Pariwa has his Stanley Cup ring plug on his ear about this. Yep, that was his comments about compared to one. I don't remember who he said that to someone on the ice. I cannot remember who he was. I don't think so it was Sean Avery, but I cannot remember who he was with a name like a Gum, Forrest Gum. About this, the fact we haven't talking about goaltender already as soon as the Rebels said a lot about Ken Hughes. With Colorado, it was the area of defense trap GM. Colorado that year, you know, talk about solid team in 96 and 2000. Yeah, absolutely right about this. Vachon was traded to Los Angeles to make a room for Drouin. Yes, look at the end of the 70s. Same thing happening with Tony Esposito, by the way. And myself, for him, but look at the 60s, 70s, they have the talent, a team spirit, and never forget they were the best at their sport. I'm pretty sure to see, I hope you will see one day. I don't think so it will happen again, Larry, and I barely see that, but it's a league at 16, only 16, and the draft was not the same. Montreal was draft all the French Canadian players, you know that. And they dominate for sure. I agree with you about this. I don't want to discredit what the people did. I just want to mention to you about the fact like it's not going to happen again because the league have 32 teams, unfortunately now. We have to remember that the Ariel player are in it this year. One more offensive back in 90s, 2000 was an offensive. Yeah, that's right. And Nat Lafont knocked the door. Welcome aboard. 2-2. Mézard is too early yet to trade for him, Zaflakab. Yes, you're right about this, but if you want to get a goaltender at 20 years old and return, maybe you have to involve something like that. Look, Mayu talk about Mayu. Look, unfortunately, talk about Mayu. Calls you bare round one he left his mind and his emotion at that time play a big role. Sorry, but it was the net mender to copy. Coach Hubert wrong when he left his mind, and you talk about what or Dryden? Don't about Sean ask for him. Salinat, Joshua Roy, for Gary Cournoyer. Parent versus Wesley hate each other, both same team for years. Pierre Martin, Roy et Mézard for GM. We have Zalizev. Hello, Nat. Farrell is more skilled. Here we go. We see a couple, probably a Roy for MDG. I would probably have to sign a goalie via the market when the team would be ready to compare to the cup. Francois Pitt, welcome back in the house. Thanks would be with us tonight. Francois, long time. Not saw the Mézard yet. And that's what I am too right now about Mézard. Fast players, skilled players, good head, good speed. He have a good year in Witcher, but he does not have a great year. And that's my concern about this. Now, you have to be careful, guy. A kid, 18 years old, move in the Witcher with not much English, move a new city, new teammate, new coach, new Billy family. It's a lot of transformation. It's a lot of adjustment. So you have to be careful. You take in consideration. You cannot give up on him. I just see, if you compare for Sean Farrell and Joshua Roy, the potential of both of them right now are maybe in front of Philippe Mézard. I don't say we give up on him. I just said right now that will be my pick before him. He has the talent and the skill to become a great hockey player if he continues to growing about that. In 2 years, you will see Mézard being on the best. So don't agree with you, coach. Sorry about this. Again, If you look about Philippe Mézard, Drouin is OHL this year. He does not, if you compare Mézard right now with, I don't know, go get an OHL. Look where he's right now on the scoring chance, on the stat, on data analytics, everything like that. He's not, you know what I mean? Like, he's not produced at the rate he should produce. That's my problem right there. Right? If you have Philippe Mézard, 26 overall pick, he should produce a minimum, what? Let's see how much we have right now. I want to be sure I give you the right number here. Again, I don't say he's a bad player. I just said he did not develop the way I was expecting him to develop this season as a OHL when he played with men last year. He has right now, guys, barely 1 point per game. Is 15 goal and 33 game. 34 point he has this year. The last 5 games, he has 3 goals, 2 assists. The last 10 games, he has 7.4 goals, 3 assists. Now, he did well on the World Junior Championship. I think he have a better, his better hockey was there at the World Junior Championship. But again, not said I'm negative with him. I just said I think his progression, it was a bit slower of what my expectation. I thought he's going to dominate more the OHL. That's my only thing I would say to you. But again, the time will tell us. I repeat, I would not give up on him about that. He have to cap on him back-to-back. I need to see Lieutenant with a good team. Beck is a thing also. Mézard remind me at Coevo without going to the enclave. GM. Mézard is soft. Luc Laforcine. It's less than 2 months. Again, the kid is great. And again, I just said this because I was expecting more for him at the OHL. Now, I just mentioned the reason why the condition live was not good for him overall. So we have to be patient with him and see what he's going to develop and go from there. We shouldn't jump all over the Mayer. Luciano, that's not a bad idea about him. Active chat room tonight with all our opinion. Larry, that's a great point about this. A great Drouin accept 1.5 million 1 year for the ad. Drouin need a new start somewhere else. Yes, Gary, not a problem with that part of there. Again, the Ducks tied the game 1-1 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's good for Montreal, by the way. Totally agree, Gary. Some players just don't belong on certain team. You're absolutely right, Luciano. Buffalo would beat Frost in 2 years, see if they played their cut right. The absolute look about that. Meyer would be at least 2.5 million for the rest of his season. Yes, GM, but the problem after that, GM, you have to understand he become his RFA, and his minimum is $10 million. So if you don't give him an extension 8 years at 9 million or 8 million, you will have to pay him $10 million next year. And that's the problem. Team are a little bit worried about his contract after that, GM. But the rest of the season, it's not a big deal for him. Drouin was playing for a powerhouse team. Again, Richard was bad about this. Drouin was probably the best, but what was good also. And again, this just opinion side. He asked my first goaltender. On me, it was Ken Dryden. Some is Patrick Roy. Some maybe Steve Penning. I don't know. Some is maybe Doug Sodart or Michel Larac. For me, it was Ken Dryden. Before that way, Ronick, here we go. In our top, talk about the 2 year about the cup. Ronick, Walsh, Patrick said, and the reply. Here we go, Zeph. I read this recently. I did not remember. It was Francois Dryden was a dream team, and the front of him, okay team. About voilà to avril. Jim, très vrai, Jean-Maurice Rousseau a pris sa place. Look, a great coach, Larry. I grew up with the infamous Patrick Roy, the wall poster from Kmart on my wall, so I'm pleased about this MTJ. Vachon and Swiss was amazing. Look at his Team Canada Cup. Except nobody ever came close. Francois Pitt, yeah, remember that year. We need to draft a goalie or offer a sheet one of the other team, one trade a young franchise goalie. Possibly that way we expect this, Gary. I agree with you about this. Here we go. And then we go. Mezal is actually is on the HSM year. Yeah, great point to compare Mezal with him. Pierre Martin talk about making a position university graduate. The person that gripped the app for 30 years, Willie, talk about Patrick Roy, I believe, have won in 23 because they were scopy out the king stick. Martin McSorley. Myself like a Slav. Original sick was different area, but it was what fantasy were made on the NHL. I agree with you to fit friends. Look, me thinking, give Mezal time. Not everyone acclimate to a new culture. Yeah, absolutely, Francois. Again, guys, don't take it that way, all right? I want to be sure it's clear. I don't say he's not going to be a great hockey player. I don't say he's bad. I just mentioned what is adjustment. I was just expect him to have a better year in NHL and OHL. Like maybe a 1.3, 1.5 point per game, and maybe a little bit more goal over that. He have a roller coaster season about this. Again, that's not say his skill, his talent. You can see at the trade at the development camp, he's 5'9". How are you going to carry on this in NHL? You'll have to see that for sure. Progression time is a patient with him. Boston are happy they don't have to worry about Montreal. Mezal good trade bait. Look, it could be, but like Zef said, or Andre, I think you should wait a little bit longer to wait if what you can accomplish with him for that. Be not having to worry. You are convinced me trade Mezal and so to first round pick and that they'll trade Allen next season. For Mezal's second year in America, we have to show huge improvement. Francois, yes, point of view, great about this. That's the key right now. He still have one more year in the OHL. Do they send him there or they keep him in Laval? True, but Adam Nicolas develop a team will work with Mezal. I'm not worried. Absolutely. Wrote one about this. I agree with you. It's a bit of Nemera that Mezal play better with the men in WG like it. That's a great point, Seth. That's maybe what I was trying to explain. You said it better at me. And Andre is right about this. Zef, you are right. And Gary, you're right. We cannot give up on Mezal. But I think that's the best way you talk about this, Zef, for that one over there. Hit the like, people. Coach like you. Here we go. Alak for an tap. A great number for him, first round. For me, it was Tretiak. Coach, don't forget Worsley. Some is Worsley. Worsley was great at that, those 60s, everything like that. It was different, It was maybe the Bartolo Cullen of the baseball or the Woody Fryman of the Montreal Canadiens. Andre Resco for an tap. One thing, the new management is the development structure. If you draft 19 years old, the maximum and there is 10 picks. You're absolutely right, Zef. Again, time we tell us, I don't say I give up on Philippe Mazar. But like Resco, one thing is, there you go. Resco was the most entertaining than Steve Penny. Nicholas, look, I will take him a second personally. A Kulich at his spot, any date. I'll take him in second. Kulich at his spot. Kulich really interesting, by the way. RJ, signed goaltender, Phoenix Copley. Thanks so much about this. Carey Price didn't have always have a great team like other goalies. That's a point of view. See, Carey, you can put Patrick Roy, Kent Dryden, Tom Worsley. We did a show about this before that in a long time. Why did Drouin retire from hockey so young? They have this fun thing. Penguins take the lead, guys, 2-1. Kapanen score for Pittsburgh. It's still 2-2 in Chicago, got away with about 10 minutes to go remaining, guys. Can we get 3 points? That game will be amazing for Montreal Canadiens. You have a school, he did not get the money, and then he want to make another direction, and that's what happening about Dryden. And score Luciano. About this one there. Anaheim score, Luciano. Is it 2-2 or 2-1? All right. Anyhow, if you have 2 more years, Laval would be stacked with good potential player. Then would be Lorsac. You're absolutely right, Zeph, about this. Carry one, all the other teams are free. Coach, what you a free goalie would you sign this year or next if Surican cannot in the season? But you don't have a lot at MTG this season. You talk about Travis Jarry, you talk about Frederick Anderson, Varlamov. You don't have like a really, the most interesting is Jarry, but Jarry does not give you a lot because injuries growing he got every year. It's not a good year. Other effect, Frederick Anderson could be one I would do it, but you have already Jake Allen. I will wait for the fun year after that to see what they have on the menu, but I will not do anything this year as a goaltender until Montembeault with Jake Allen give me enough. Right now, I think everybody in the chat or the most fans from Montreal Canadiens will say, well, you know what? We have to wait 1 more year before we sign something. Tell me what was the best Habs goalie at the time for modern Habs. Price make the Habs look good. He deserves his awards. I agree with you. I think he's a great goaltender for sure. Price will never have won the cup in 93, but he did. François. 3 things the new management have put in place: player development, hockey development, and hockey analytics. Way better than under management, who they were just they really adjust themselves for sure. Zeph, I agree with you about that one over there. So that's what we had so far. It will be interesting to see happening. I crossed the 10:46, guys. I was supposed to stop at 10:40, 30. I would need to get. We have super chat.
Super chat.
Super chat, reverse chop, chop, chop. Here we go. Super chat, Mr. Larry again. Did it again, guys, for us. Really nice for you to do that at the Hockey National Show. Some hype about this one over there. I appreciate that. We did really good tonight, guys. We did a lot of subject around. We bring a lot of different things, a lot of great conversation in the chat between people, and I think that's the make everything good about this one for sure. For that one, we're going to finish here on that one. Coach, the Montreal dominate the league. They have a very strong farm team led Voyageur, the Velicas, oui, Nova Scotia, with Al McNeil. And yeah, very good. But enjoy your friend. I agree with you, Jimmy, about this. Batman has made the cup at La Trina. Luc Lafontaine, what will never won l'Olympics. Price did. Jimmy, again, j'ai une grosse journée demain. Nicolas, tu joues au hockey demain. Lors de the draft, Pierre Martin. Steve Parkin, welcome back, Steve. Young prospect don't play long enough in the minor. Look at the old Detroit team. Then when they call up a player, it's because he was ready. Yeah, Steven, talk about the Detroit Red Wings. They have that kind of relationship with the Griffin Grand Rapids, where they really bring the player deep in the American Hockey League. They let them there for 2-3 years before they call back. It's rare a rookie like Lucas Raymond or Maurice Zaders do that. You can see they sent Edvinson this year, and they continue to do it. Zedzina been there, and but you're absolutely right about that. Steve Parkin, great comments. Good night, Nicolas. Super Bowl weekend. Drouin, darn it, again, thanks so much for this. Drouin, darn it, guys, is still they play the classic or not. The same Drouin could never play the game today. She said the number of the game. Darn it, guys, the style, the how play, yeah, but I can go with other players in that generation, Andre. If you talk about Ken Dryden, Peter Marvelous, Frank Marvelous, Guy Lafleur, Steve Schott, Jacques Lemaire, that's the same thing about that, Ken, Andre. The style to play the Athletic are not the same. Dryden could never play the game today. Assuming the number of the game. I think for me, everybody is fun about that. Canucks won today. Good. Flooded. Too bad. Zavlakav. Entre ça, the Habs. The Chicago score at 5:26. Chicago score. Take the lead. 3-2. Blackwell, second goal of the year. Not a good news for Montreal Canadiens. What stole the last 2 cups from Montreal? How many prize stole? 0. Price was good. What was great? Real deal. Andre Robert, you cannot compare a real player today could never play all hockey, never play. That's very much what I said. Price is a Hall of Fame and waiting. Gary, will be interesting. I think he would be in the Hall of Famer. About that, Bruce Willis said Myers will help the league, but he said he would be concerned because Myers get a $5 million bonus next year plus his contract. Great point of view, Ellen, about this. For me, I don't see Myers with the Toronto Maple Leaf on my eyes for all the what you just mentioned about this. Juste curieux about this. C'est le nom de ma famille. Normalement, juste ça. Là, que ça, c'est pas québécois. Maurice, all days goalies have a leader and humid pad every one again. Can be compared that. So my mère française. When you go, it was harder. Can you get that one over there? Who winning again? Coach, Chicago, Arizona. The Pittsburgh Penguins score 3-1 against the Ducks. The Blackhawks went out winning 3-2 again. They are all power play, I believe, about that. So that's happening about this, guys. We're going to go at the end. So I see we have a page we can do that. Here we go, guys. Going to go at the quiz we do at the end of the show, guys. Every single time, we like to create a quiz. Ask François François. Look, he's talking about the ancestry.
Oh my God!
Thanks so much, Larry, for the super chat tonight, guys. We go to the quiz. Who is going to win tonight? Great performance yesterday for everybody, and we're going to reset now tonight for the quiz. Easy quiz tonight, guys. I did not do a lot of search, so it'll be easy. All right. How many goalies and the Tampa Bay franchise Lightnings did a shootout after they gave 7 goals prior? So, how many goaltender and NH and the Tampa Bay Lightnings did a shootout after they gave 7 goals the game prior? 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, and the franchise of them. Look. Chicago with C3. Thank you much, Chicago. 3-1 Pittsburgh. Thank you, RJ. Nicolas go with D, like 4. Jean, merci, good show. Et bonne fin de semaine. Merci, mon Jean-Maurice. On fait ça, Jean-Maurice, lundi, la prochaine fois, lundi, mercredi et vendredi. RGC, Woody Snyder et André Robin Trou. André, merci beaucoup. We have C. Parking B. Quiz. Yes, Charmian. Gary Cournoyer A. Mark Rabinowitz. Mark. Wow, Mark is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Rabinowitz. So we miss you, buddy. Glad to see you around. Vinny with B. Vinny, welcome back. By the way, don't forget, guys, to click on the like if you did not do it. GM Bicard did. One, Ellen Keeve, 2. Thank you, Ellen, to be a part of this. Look, Easy, Pierre, 3, Ellen B. And I'll tap D. Got it, Jean. 1, Pierre, copy Nick about this one there. We have a full answer right there. Thanks so much, everybody.
Oh my God!
We have a few people score on that one over there. We would like to see second option for Mr. Inartap. Larry said 1, by the way. And the answer guy is 1. Larry Lavallée score at the last minute on that one over there with Gary Cournoyer. And then Jean-Maurice. And then Wally Snyder are the winner of the first contest tonight.
Oh my God!
Or the first question of the night. Thank you, Mark. Glad to see you, my friend. And deal should be. Question number 2, guys. Here we go. How many times there are a record below 500 from home and away this year in NHL? So what I ask you guys, like a team like Montreal play at home, maybe they are 9, 10, and 1. They are below 500. Then they play on the road. They are below maybe 12, 15, and 1. My question is that how many times we have a team on the below 500 and on home or on the way? And it could be, if they are home away below 500, that's 2 times. How many times we have in NHL? 21 I'm looking for. Is it under, over, or exact about this? We have Chicago with C. Thanks so much. Nicolas, go with A. Or RJ, go with C. Thanks so much. RJ. We have already, the time is over. William C. Thanks so much. Don't cry. Don't cry. I'm down, Nicolas said. Chicago still winning, by the way. We have, who was the goalie? I'm not sure about this. What you ask? Vinny said A. Thanks so much, Vinny. Luc Laforson C. Mark Rabinowitz said A. We have Real Deal, Pierre Martin. We have Willie C. André Robin, C. Parkin, A. I'm sure je catch this question. Until ouais, return a message. Enarta B. Jean-Maurice said at least 4 days. Larry said A. Ellen Keefe said B. Answer is 22 real. Gary Cornelier said B. So my question, Jean-Marie, is how many times a team play below 500 at home? How many times it's happening? And how many times it's happening away below 500? So if a team like Montreal do home below 500 and they play away 500 less, that's count 2 times. You have 32 teams in NHL. How many record for home and away? Both of them or separate have a record below 500? That's the question at the end of the day. 21 is the answer. Is it under, like 19, 20, over 23, 24, or exact 21? That's the only answer you can give it to us. Woody said B. Gary Conway said B. Thanks so much about this. Jean-Marie said C. Question are tough for coach. Not easy about this one with that, ladies and gentlemen. But
Oh my God!
a few people nailed it, guys. The answer is under, ladies and gentlemen, with 20. And we have only one take the lead. Larry Lavalley is at 2. But we have Real Deal. We have C. Parking. We have André Drouin. And we have a good answer, that one over there. So congratulations for them. Question number 3. We have 5 to go. We have 5 questions tonight. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 3, easier. How many goalies in the NHL history we reached 350 W? The Arizona Coyotes tied the game 3-3, ladies and gentlemen. 3-3. How many goalies in NHL history reached the 350 W? It's happening recently anyway. 17 of them, 19 of them, 21 of them, 23 of them, or 25 in NHL. Look, yeah, exactly. Man, it's complicated, Jean-Marie. It's easier, tough coach, but you get it so far, Larry. You're 2-2. Score update. Chicago said B, 19. Thanks so much. C for complicated. Real deal. How many goalies in NHL history reached the 350 W? How many did it so far? C. Nicolas, C. Willie, 21-21. Thank you so much. We have to give you a little bit more time, guys, for everybody. We have B. Vinny, C. Steven Parkin, RJ 19, B for RJ. We're still waiting. Deal with 23 so far. We wait for more people. We're missing a couple. We don't get Larry. We don't get Gary. Oh, they pop up now. Mike Robino with E. And up top E. Larry Lavelli A. Luc Lafortune B. Ellen Keeve E. We have Pierre Martin D. Well, thanks so much. Luc Lafortune B. Larry A. Here we go, guys. We have a few people did right. Most at the end.
Oh my God!
Gary said A. Thanks so much, Gary, about this. The answer, guys, is E. 25 of them. It's happening recently with Bobrovsky. So, in our top score for the first time. Ellen Keeve scored for the first time. Mark Rabazowicz, tied the game 2 with Larry Lavallee. Congratulations about this one over there. And let's move on. Question number 4. We're going to see, guys, which team Bobrovsky has the most W in NHL? Which team Sergei Bobrovsky has the most W in NHL? Is it against Anaheim, Detroit, Philadelphia, Chicago, or Buffalo? Which team Sergei Bobrovsky has the most W in NHL? Ladies and gentlemen, we are in overtime at the Chicago game. It's done deal. We predict this, guys, 3-3 between Chicago and the Arizona tonight. There we go. Jean-Maurice, you're right about this 3-3. Here we go. Look, Z, D for Chicago. And our top set, Ottawa. Overtime. Oh, sorry. Sorry. And our top. D, Chicago. That's a good one, this one. Nicolas said Buffalo. Not real deal, not E. Mark said Chicago. Thanks so much. We have Pierre Martin E. Luc Lafortune D. It was hard question. Took random answer. Good answer. Jean-Maurice, give me this question right there. Whoa. William A. Larry E. Ellen E. Vinny E. Gary C. We don't need a point about this one with there. We wait for other question, other answer. If we get that answer about this one with there. We have deal with D. Chicago, Jean-Maurice for Jean-Maurice. Look like everybody is given answers so far. Sid Parking go with A and Chicago with B. Oh my God. That's a funny one. C. André Robin and Arthur go with B and Chicago go with D. And ladies and gentlemen, we have only one good answer.
Oh my God!
The answer, that one guy, is Bobrovsky has the most W against the Detroit Red Wings. We have only one. He took at the end in our top, nailed it, that one over there. About this one over there is now in our top is at 2. Mark at 2. Larry Lavallee at 2. Jean-Maurice is at 2 for the final question of the night. Many of you are at 1 point. You can tie the game if everyone order or bad round of the third period of the final question.
Oh my God!
Question 5. Let's stay with Sergei Bobrovsky, guys. Which month he has the most W during his career? Is it the month of November? Is it the month of December? Is it the month of February, March, or April? Which month does Sergei Bobrovsky have the most W in NHL? That's wrong. Jean-Maurice. And after Google Master, Vinny. Fire, André Appler, Bob, Vinny. Chicago said D in March. Thanks so much. We are 3-3 over there. Pierre is 0-0 right now. Bia, Vinny, July, look that person. That way, look, you're going to be 0-5 tonight. Jean-Marie Detroit, you got it. March for Nicolas. March is the month for Nicolas de Gobi-Bono. He said, Steve Parking said B. Whoa. I'll go too fast on that one over there. Steve said D. Nicolas and RG said A. Mark D. Gary A. Ellen A. B for Ellen. A. Ellen. B. Larry Lavalley. Chicago. Jean-Maurice A to D. He go with D. André Robert Drouin. Luc Laforcine A. Willie A. And in our top c'est D. And we have anybody else? I'm waiting for Pierre Martin. Larry Lavalley. He said B. Jean-Maurice. What is the answer, Jean-Maurice? Gary said A. Jean-Maurice, you answer that one. Je began Bennett in November with the mustache. November for Jean-Maurice. It's slow, coach. I'm not slow. I just try to be sure I have the right. But we have a couple of winners tonight, guys. Congratulations for the winner of tonight. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Front show my head, facing it. No, understand. Here we go about this one there. Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to this one is
Oh my God!
D. And with that answer, guys, in our tap and Mark Rabinowitz are the winner of the contest tonight. Congratulations, both of you guys are winner with 3 good W tonight. And that's good, guys. Mark Rabinowitz back in the house. He get that one over there. And of course, in our tap, nail it tonight with 3 and 5. Many of you are 2 tonight. Larry, Jean-Maurice. We have Nicolas de Gobi, Vinny. We have Gary Cournoyeur. We have Vinny. And many of you have won at the end of the day. So congratulations, everybody, on that one. Chicago, we got a good answer on that one there. And that's conclude, guys, the show of this tonight. But we're going to stay live. Why, Coach? Because we're going to follow the game over time between the Chicago and the Arizona Coyotes. We're about 154 to go remaining on this game between both teams. And Montreal waiting for that game about that because it's good. Arizona's getting closer for the Montreal Canadiens. So that'll be about this. No wonder over 0. And after the gold, Jean-Maurice said 8. Thanks so much about this one, Jean-Maurice. And Pierre 0. Congratulations, guys. Great congratulations for everybody. Thanks so much, Super Chat. We will be live, guys, for the rest of the show. I should be out before that, but because we have a very good game between Arizona and Chicago, let's see what's happening there about that with about 1 minute to go remaining. And it would be interesting if Chicago can win that game over there. The Chicago Blackhawks guys score and they win this game tonight by the score of 4-3 over the Arizona. But in our top, how we cannot finish this show that way over there. Thanks so much, everybody, for the weekend tonight. Before we leave, of course, we want to thank everyone at the show tonight. The Super Chat, Larry. The other moderator we got tonight. Thanks so much for all your participation. This was a great show. We're going to repeat, guys, next week. Montreal Canadiens is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It will be interesting if some other people join me live. Until then, my friend, of course, we want to remind you one more thing before that. Thanks for the new people pop up tonight, by the way. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Greatness inside of you like you do all the time. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much to be a part of the show tonight. Jones score between the 5-0 Ingram and then the Phoenix. Last but the score as 4-3 tonight. Until the next time, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only to dominate your day, find a way to dominate the first half of what? 2023. Have an amazing, great night, guys. Happy Super Bowl weekend. Eagle, Chiefs. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. for the play-by-play commentary. Montreal Canadiens holds the New York Calendar. Finally, hockey is back here at the Hockey Nation Live Show. Have an amazing, great weekend, everybody. Can't wait to see you until next week. Have a good night. Good night, Gary.
Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started.
Good night,
Don't let
guys.
the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, oh, oh. What do I know?
Have a good night, Nick.
What's going
Thanks,
on
RJ.
now? Is this another breakdown? You and
We missed the
me?
captain
Should I
tonight.
let go? I do
Gary,
really want to
Luciano,
know what's going on
Larry,
now. Is
Jean-Maurice,
this another breakdown?
Steve
You
Parkin,
and me? Should I say
Real
so?
Deal, Ellen
We're
Keeve,
just putting on a show.
Vinny,
What's going on now? Is this
Chicago,
another breakdown?
Woody
You and
Snyder.
me? Should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is
I'm going to the beach.
breakdown? You and me? Should I say so? We're just putting on a show.
Oh, 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 oh.